Welcome to In My Mailbox Monday for April 9th. I got 7 books for review this week. The first one I got was a book for review from netgalley.com called Ash and Winter by Mike Mullen. This is the second book following Ashfall. And Ashfall I reviewed last year. It was a pretty good book. It's about the supervolcano in Yellowstone exploding and about a boy. He's trying to find his parents and kind of survive that whole ordeal. And Ash and Winter is about the winter following. It's been 6 months since the explosion. It's the winter following, and he's trying to find his parents who have gone back, I think, to Colorado or something. So this should be an interesting read. It doesn't come out until October of 2012, so it's kind of an early review. The second one I got for review, I got from Library Things Early Review Program, and that's Bitter Blue by Kristen Cashore. And this is the sequel to Graceling and a companion to Fire. I'm kind of ashamed. I haven't read Graceling yet. I've had it for a long time, and it's on my pile to read. I just never got around to it. So I will be trying to read Graceling before I read Bitter Blue. I heard it's supposed to be a great book. It's a big book, but it should be a good read. This is for people not familiar with Kristen Cashore. She writes a young adult fantasy. So just straight fantasy, not paranormal or anything like that. It's kind of more like epic fantasy for young adults. So look forward to reading that. Excuse me. The other one I got was from Amazon Vine, and this is The Hero's Guide to Saving the Kingdom by Christopher Healy. This book, it sounds like a fun one. It's supposed to be really funny. My cat is helping me again. Sarah's coy. Basically, it's about all the fairy tales you know. It wasn't really Prince Charming that saved the princesses. It was actually Prince Liam, Prince Frederick, Prince Duncan, and Prince Gustav. And they are in trouble with their respective princesses and have been kicked out of their castles. And so now it's up to them to save the kingdom from some evil trolls, bandits, dragons, witches, etc., and prove that they really are the heroes that they always knew they were. This is supposed to be very funny. It's a middle grade read. It's aimed at ages 8 through 12. It releases in May, and I've heard it's hilarious. So I look forward to reading it, and I'm hoping maybe this is one I can read with my son. Him and I have been reading The Hobbit together, and he really likes it, so I'm hoping this is another one that we can read together. Alright, that's it for review books. I bought one book this week, and this is The Stuff of Legend Book 3, A Jester's Tale by Mike Rafe and Brian Smith, and illustrated by Charles Paul Wilson III. If you like fantasy and you like graphic novels, like fables and ones like that, you will love this series. It's a very good series. It is aimed at a younger age, so probably young adult. It's not adult. It would be too scary and maybe a little too violent for young kids, but young adult and older should really enjoy it. The pictures are absolutely stunning. They're all done in these sepia color tones. And this one, if you've been reading this series, you know in the last one the Indian princess got captured and the jester wants to go after and save her. So that's what he's trying to do in this book. He's trying to save the Indian princess, but while he's doing that, first he has to get out of the jungle and the animalistic stuffed animals. The stuffed animals are actually animals, are taking over that jungle. So he has to escape the jungle, then he has to escape the boogeyman's henchmen, and he's trying to get to his princess, and along the way he discovers he has a evil counterpart, which is cleverly done. The evil jester kind of has opposite colors, so he's white and checkered instead of checkered and white. Anyways, this whole the whole premise behind this book is that this young boy got taken into the dark by the boogeyman, and his toys have gone in to save him. So a little bit like Toy Story, but a lot darker. If anybody's read Brahms, and I just forgot the name of that book. Brahm had a book out about toys, basically. That, anyways, this one's like not as dark as Brahms' Toy Story like-ish book, but it is darker than Toy Story the movie. So it's been a really great book. If you like fantasy, you should check it out. I'm gonna try to think of the name of that book by Brahm. The Plucker. Brahm's book, The Plucker. If anybody's read that, that's also a very good book, but it's darker than The Stuff of Legend. It's been good. You should read that one. The other one I got was through paperbackswap.com, and that is Rings of Wrath by C.S. Friedman. I know this is an older book. I read C.S. Friedman's Cold Fire trilogy and really, really liked it. So I've been wanting to read her Magister trilogy, of which this is the second book in. I just haven't done it yet. So I got the first book. I thought I'll go ahead and get the second and third book and then sit down and read the whole trilogy. This is epic fantasy. At least I believe that's what it is. So it should be a pretty good series. The last two books I got from the library. The first one is Magic Without Mercy. This, I believe, is the 8th book in the Allie Beckstrom series by Devin Monk. You know, these are interesting because they're never like super fantastic urban fantasy, but they're solid. They're interesting. Allie Beckstrom's an interesting character. Xavian, who's the male lead in this book, is also a really interesting character. They have some cool magic in them and lots of action and stuff like that. So I think she was contracted for 10 books in this series, 9 or 10, and this is the 8th. So I don't know if she's been contracted for more, if we're getting towards the end of the series or whatever. Either way, this is one of those books that's just kind of fun, light, urban fantasy read, and I look forward to reading it. The last one I got from the library I was really excited about getting, and this is the next book in Brandon Muell's Beyonder series called Seeds of Rebellion. Excuse me. For those who have read my blog for a while, you know that I absolutely love Brandon Muell's Fablehaven series. I pretty much recommend that for everybody who wants to read a good, great middle grade fantasy. This one is more fantasy, like Fablehaven takes place in this world, but there's like other creatures that inhabit this world. The Beyonders actually takes place in a separate fantasy world. The main character, he gets kind of drawn into this other world beyond, where they call him a Beyonder. And he gets tied into all these adventures there in the beyond. I believe in this book some time has passed since he's returned to our world, and he gets called back into the Beyonders world again, the other world again. So this has been great, like epic fantasy, middle grade level fantasy, and I've really enjoyed it. I apologize, I'm getting a lot of reflection on the book for some reason. Anyways, look forward to reading it. So I hope you guys got a lot of great books this week and that you have a wonderful week of reading ahead of you. I got 7. I already read The Jester's Tale, the Stuff of Legend ones, and it was really good. So I can keep recommending that series. It's good. I look forward to reading all the rest of them, and hopefully I can finally read Graceling, because I keep putting it in my pile to read and then getting distracted either by library books or by other review books or whatever. Anyways, so that is all I have for this week, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I hope you're having better weather than I am here in Minnesota. Right now it is like 50 degrees, windy, and raining, which for some reason Easter weekend it is always windy and rainy here in Minnesota. So it's not anything that's different from normal. But anyways, I hope somewhere it's nice and sunny and you're getting a beautiful Easter. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.